What is up, guys? Dzeeff here, and I just got back from YCS Chicago last night. It was about a 6 hour drive there, and there will be sure to be more videos posted about it. But today, I would like to talk about the deck I played. I didn't actually play in the main event. I spent all Saturday writing feature matches, which is going to be something hopefully I continue to do in the future. And the only event I played in was on Sunday. I played in a regional flight. I lost in the finals because I bricked really hard. But I did play Batteryman. I know a lot of people want to see his deck profile, so I kind of wanted to show you guys it. And I'm not really going to talk about what the individual cards do, but I will tell you why I played them. My build was a little bit different going in to Toronto. I was going to play Thunder Seahorse and Ma Hunter because I really like those cards. But this build is one that I just feel was the most consistent, and it worked out really well. I'll go through my rounds after the deck profile. But anyway, we played 3 Batteryman 9 Volt. No reason not to. 3 Batteryman Microcell, which is like the MVP of the deck. I played 3 Batteryman Charger because I don't want to say it's the best card in the deck, but it's my favorite card in the deck. One Charger is 6,800 damage, at least. So that's kind of unfair. And it just gets around a lot of things. And then I played 3 Fuel Cell, which is kind of cloggy, but like that third one does come in handy quite a bit. So you just gotta try not to open them. And then I played 1 Industrial Strength, because Searchable BLS is really cool. Probably my favorite reason to play Industrial Strength right now is that you can special summon it as tribute fodder. And you can like bait stuff. If you think they have a bottomless, you can special summon Industrial Strength and they'll bottomless it instead of bottomless in Charger or something more important. And then the last monster I played was Dogu. This card is terrible, obviously, but it was kind of a running joke. Lucas originally posted this on my wall saying that it was like kind of like my name because it's the same letters as Doug. And he just looks really derpy. And then going into the main event, I was like, please play this in your side deck, or please main it, because otherwise you're going to have bad luck. And then he ended up getting 5 draws in the main event, which actually makes you get day 2, surprisingly. But yeah, Luke's got 5 draws in 8 rounds, and that's crazy. And that's because he didn't play Dogu. So I decided to play it, and miraculously, every time I drew this card, I won the game. Uh, the choice I probably would have played over it would have been Thunder King, but in round 1, I opened Dogu set 4, and my opponent was trying to like figure out what I was doing, and then I drew a 9 Volt, and I realized that if I was playing Thunder King over this, it wouldn't work. But yeah, I was always happy to see his card. Anytime I drew his card, it meant I won, regardless of how good my hand was and how good my opponent's hand was. So, play Dogu, I promise. Anyway, for the spells, we're playing 3 Monarchs from 4th. This is like one of my favorite cards right now, and I think this is probably the best deck that can play 3. You can just search out Charger, and searching out Tribute Fodder removes the inconsistencies of Stormforth, but this card, you always want to see it. It is so good, and everything's different. You're not really XYZing anyway, so the downside isn't really a downside. I played 2 Pod Duality. I was going to play 4 hands, that's what Pasquale was using, but I only brought 1 and 1 with me. I think my friend John is borrowing them currently, which is definitely a problem, so I just played 2 Duality instead. I also played 2 MST for like floodgates, basically. 1 battery charger, because I really do like it as a 1-of. I think it's, I don't know, I might bump it up to 2. It was really good, but yeah. Then I played 1 instant fusion for tribute fodder as well as rank 5 plays, and yeah, instant fusion was really good every time I drew it. For the traps, there are quite a bit of them. I think there's 17. 3 Call the Haunted, which is obviously like really good in this deck. End phase Call 9 Volt is really good. And then I played 1 Portable Battery Pack. A lot of people aren't playing this card, but I think as a 1-of, it's just way too unfair when you resolve it. You just resolve it and win. So I played 2 Trap Stun and 2 Wiretap. I was gonna play 3 Trap Stun, but I couldn't find my 3rd gold, so I just played 2 Wiretap instead. Wait, 2 Breakthrough Skill, 2 Phoenix Chain for Effect Negation, 2 Deep Prison, which were okay. I don't know if I would continue with them, but they stopped the hands from going off because I played a hat player for some reason. And then I played one Compulse, one Bottomless, and one Morning. I didn't play Torrential because it's not good against the Teller Knights, it's not good against Shadows, and it's not good against Vernirbus, so I didn't really want to play it. For the extra deck, 101, Exciton Knight, Photon Pepper Operative, Dweller, Castell, Ragnar Zero, Cowboy, number 80, Carnegeddon, and Black Ship for the rank 4s. I don't think I made any of these. I think I made this guy twice to redirect MSTs from my floodgates. But you really don't go into level 4s like ever. Consarry Pleiades, which is definitely possible, especially with Instant Fusion. I would maybe play a Volcasaurus. I kind of want to bump Instant Fusion up to 2, but we'll see. M7, which is probably the most used XYZ monster. Gauntlet Launcher, Proton Strike Bouncer, and then one Panther Dragon. If you don't know what Panther Dragon does, it's level 5 Instant Fusion target. And whenever it's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can pop a card in your opponent's side of the field. So if you Instant Fusion and your opponent chains Max C, you can just summon this and then end your turn and pop a card, and that's pretty cool. Also, it's Tribute Fodder. It's level 5 for Charger plays. It's just a really cool card, and it was an excellent addition. The side deck was kind of wonky. I just way over. I decided 9 cards to do the same thing, but I played 3 Flying Sea, the 3rd MST, 1 Twister, which was neat. People were playing Phoenix Chain, so that's cool. 3 Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, 3 Stygian Dirge, 2 Chain Disappearance, and 2 in the bed. And the man played on. So I mean, you have 3 Stygian Dirge, 3 in the band played on, and 3 Flying Sea that all basically do the same thing. So you don't really need all those, but I don't know, it wasn't really a problem. As far as my matchups went, round 1 was against Boojins, who I lost I won game 1. That was the Dogu set 4 opening. Game 2, I lost because I drew, my opening hand was Industrial Strength. I didn't draw another monster for 4 turns. And I almost won that too. And then I won game 3 just by OTK, and it was whatever. And then the next round was Satellar Knights, and that guy was really bad. He'll probably not watch this video because he was from Canada, but he was terrible. He made the worst plays ever, and just, he was so bad. Bad Satellar Knight players. So I beat him 2-0 in 5 seconds. The next round was Hat, which was one deck I wasn't excited to play against. I got game 1. Oh, and I was really hoping I would resolve the Dogu in that match because of Fire Hand. But I won game 1. He Mirror Forced me for 4 monsters game 2. I just figured, no good players play Mirror Force, so I just I bounced 3 of his back row with Fuel Cell, and then I still had 4 monsters because I had the nuts at that point. And I knew one of his 2 back row left was a Morale Tech. I didn't know what the other one was, so I just attacked. And it was Mirror Force, and I was like, oh my god, that was terrible. And then game 3, I almost made a play. Here's the thing with Mirror Force. At that point, then I realized he was a terrible player because he was just playing Mirror Force in the first place. So going into game 3, there was a point when I had 2 Fuel Cells and a set Trap. And Trap was Trap Stun, I think. And he set a card, a monster. And then next turn, I was like, okay, if he had a Fire Hand, he definitely would have crashed it because that would have been the right choice. Why would he not crash, destroy a Fuel Cell, especially someone he could have took out everything with hands. So I figured it wasn't a Fire Hand, and I almost made Gauntlet Launcher to destroy it, and then I opted for Constellar M7, and it did turn out to be a Fire Hand, and I was like, oh my god, what the fuck did you set Fire Hands? He could have crashed, and I literally would have lost, but he was terrible, so I didn't. That's the good news. And then the last round, I played Satellar Knights. I opened up 5 monsters game 1, and then I drew a Trap Stun, and then I drew a Battery Charger, and I somehow played out of it and just OTK'd him in 2 seconds. And then he was like, oh, your ham is really good, and I was like, hell no. I opened 2 Microcell, 2 9-volt, Charger, and Fuel Cell, and then drew Trap Stun, and then drew Battery Charger, and I somehow won that. That was ridiculous. And then game two, game two, I opened double MST, double call, double fuel cell. I just set four and pass. And he had opened Deneb set four, so that was awesome. And then next turn, he summoned Ukanai, the scorpion guy. And I just scooped because there was no way I was going to win that one. In the last game, he went first, and he opened the scorpion guy set three. And I was okay with this. I had portable battery pack, wiretap, and I think breakthrough skill, and then Monarch Stormforth, Charger, and a fuel cell. So I just set all my traps and passed. The idea was, oh, and he had duality for an alpha too. So we made an alpha. So the idea was I would Monarch Stormforth. If he summoned another monster, I'd Monarch Stormforth. He would alpha it, and then I could wiretap it and kind of just win. But what happened was the MST in the end phase hitting wiretap and the breakthrough or whatever the other set was. So I just had portable battery pack, and then his last set was the alpha. So now I have two tributes in hand in the Monarch Stormforth. So like I can only win if he doesn't alpha, and then next turn I use Stormforth and he alpha, and I just lost immediately. So it was like kind of disappointing. But overall, I thought the deck was pretty good. I'll probably play it at a regional. And feature matches were really fun to write. A lot of work, but it was cool because it was like doing work that I actually got paid for, and that actually will hopefully give me a job in that business. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. There'll be a video montage coming up eventually. Although I didn't really do a lot of filming on Saturday because I was busy writing feature matches, and Sunday we were busy too. But there are some videos, and I will post them. So see you guys later. Bye.